to this program, Mobilizing for Development. I am your host, Zachary Yusuf, and I want to thank you for giving me your time. This is the very first edition of the program that will be coming your way every week, as brought to you by Mobilizing for Development, M4D for short. M4D has been in the forefront in trying to bring the demand and the supply side through community sensitization, training, and at some point giving grant to some communities and organizations. In other words, to be able to do one thing, which is bringing together policymakers and of course people at the grassroots to be able to speak with one voice and achieve the set goal, which is good governance. Today we'll be looking at one big topic which has to do with water and sanitation. And if you could remember so well, whenever you talk about water, sanitation always goes with it. Now in the studio with me at the very first edition of the program, from my right I have Mohammed Dodo, who is the secretary of Dunari Water Consumers Association from Mallam Madori local government, Jigawa state. You're welcome.
Hello viewers.
And also I have Mallam Muhammad Wakili, who is the HOD WASH, Mallam Madori local government secretariat, Jigawa state. You're also welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And the last but not the least, Saadatu Ado Mohammed is a woman representative also from Jigawa state. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now with these three guests in the studio today, we will be looking at water and sanitation. So all is now set now for us to begin to know what actually is water and sanitation. And for us to really get an answer to that, I will be shifting my question to the HOD, who is definitely in charge of WASH, to begin to tell us what is the sanitation project all about.
Yes, actually the sanitation project, is a process of provision of latrines in the area in order to control the outside defecation, you see, and also process whereby sanitation is being carried out in the environment in order to ensure the healthy environment. If there is a lot of refuse everywhere anyhow, so the microorganisms have chance to develop and cause infection to the public. Yes,
that's a very wonderful one. Public defecation, and at the same time a lot of refuse is everywhere. Yes. I don't know, Dodo, you want to add to this?
Yes, I need to add something to it, particularly considering that my organization is working on this water, sanitation and hygiene, which is why we are called Water Consumers Association.
Right.
You see, like he said, I totally agree with him. It's a process in which you control the and disposal of the sewage in a given community.
Yeah, right.
And it will help to the maintenance of human health. Now, before I go deep, let me tell you, my community, when M4D came, they came to the local government. They wanted for CBOs that are working for the betterment of people.
What is CBO?
Community-based organization.
All right, community-based organization.
Now, they have their own criteria for picking the community-based organizations.
Yeah.
We were lucky having passed the criteria. Now, let me tell you, my own community, that is Tunari we are talking about, is one of the political wards that make up Mallam Madori local government, because Mallam Madori has 11 wards.
Okay.
And that political ward has a total population of about 17,896 people, including both male and females.
Female, all right.
And that constitutes about 6.8% of the total population of Mallam Madori local government, which is over 199,000 as at 2014 projection. So you see, having that, then my own community has a lot of people with the considerable number of people with disability in that community. And majority of the people there, they go for farming to get their own income. even though there are some petty traders and some who go for business, and we have some considerable number of civil servants in that community.
All right.
So what I'm trying to say is that a community with this caliber of people must definitely need sanitation, must definitely need water. Of course, we need hygiene, a very good one. So, in short, this project is about human health. It's about controlling the water system, controlling the sewage system, and their own disposal.
All right, thank you, Dudu. I think a very well elaborated point there. But let me quickly talk to Sadatu Ado. We're talking about sanitation and water. Now, at what context of the sanitation project in Mallam Madori is like in Jigawa State?
You know, the content of that sanitation, PPP, private-public partnership, binds our common interests together in order to make people feel that or taking it at their own property so that to maintain it well.
All right, let me go back to the HOD this time around. We're still talking about the PPP and community development. Is the PPP the way to go in developing the community?
Yes. You know, if there's a provision of this latrine, you know, people will not go anywhere or for defecation or something like that. And this latrine is constructed and being maintained by the communities. So this maintaining will make the system to be carried out continuously.
All right.
For sustainability. Yes.
My next question definitely is go back to the water consumer people. Again, what prompted Water Consumer Association to single out Mallam Madori community for the sanitation intervention? You want to say something about that? All right, please.
Because the WCE, what makes it single-handed that issue?
What is WCE?
The WCE, Water Consumers Association.
Better.
Because initially,
yes,
that Water Consumers Association is established or created with the mission of providing potable water, good sanitation, and hygiene.
The WCA, is it a government agency or is it?
No, non-governmental agency.
Right.
It's a community-based
organization.
Okay.
So with that effect of our work to provide potable water, good sanitation, and hygiene, that is what makes us to advocate to the PH because of the rate of diseases, increase of the rate of diseases as malaria. Malaria, we advocate to the PHC, then we find out that malaria, we have about 2,964 cases for diarrhea, 2,210, dysentery, 350, and typhoid, we have 2,530. With that is why we advocate to the PHC to look for the...
Yes, you see...
Okay.
Sorry, because in the process of our talking, I will have to be cutting it short. You say PHC. What is PHC?
Primary Health Center.
Primary Health
Center in the
yes. The
local
HOD
government.
is really itching to say something.
Yes.
Yes, is this about this initiation of this the WCA, that is Water Consumer Association.
All right, yes.
You know why? By that time, the environment generally looks dirty, rampant, dumping of refuse anywhere, anyhow, blockage drainages, outside defecation anywhere. So, being that to control this, so people in the community decided, to inaugurate this association in order to control that, which is very, very bad and can cause infection to the people.
Yes.
You see, what I'm trying to say, I'm sorry, I'm trying to add something to what, because it's a very keen issue to discuss here, that you see, when you talk of this PPP, public-private partnership, the first thing that comes into your mind is that this is a collective responsibility. This is a collective responsiveness. This is a collective transparency, a collective accountability. In fact, it promotes sense of ownership. It promotes a sense of ownership. There is no that complacency. People used to say, I don't care. That I don't care attitude is no more there.
Okay.
So that PPP is very important. Let me tell you that we have tried very much to link this PPP with the PCSMS, because PCSMS was launched in November 2014. Our first PPP toilet was built, constructed, and launched around 2015, precisely on the 9th of June. You see, I am trying to say the level of intelligence that M4D used there, using that tablet to get this toilet. You see, there's a lot of, creativity within activity.
Okay.
So what she said is true. What disturbs people really is our concern, because we are representing people. We are representing that community. So if there is any element of danger as regards to these water-related diseases, we now quickly go to the policy makers for them to come in and help. Although they tried from the beginning, they sent the sanitary men to clear the area, but before you know it, another place will pick up. Before they clear that one, another place will pick up, which is why we decided to sort for a grant. First of all, to construct this toilet so that people can have somewhere to eat themselves. Secondly, we'll do away with these polythene bags, these wasted materials that accumulate and tend to be a harboring area for these mosquitoes and others, this agent that kill us always. So you see, it's a very good initiative, and how we get that is before M4D train us on community mapping, we have our own local way of getting, yes, it's a native intelligence, our own native intelligence.
Of getting the information.
Yes, so we know how to get information. But when they came, they boosted our morale. They trained us and retrained us. That is how we get this community mapping to identify service gaps in the community.
All right, thank you. Again, to our esteemed viewers and listeners, it's the program, and the very first edition of the program, Mobilizing for Development, coming your way. And do not forget that this program will be coming every week to discuss topical issues, especially as regards the focal local government areas and states M4D is really working with, and which Mallam Madori local government and Jigawa state are all part of already. And we're talking about water and sanitation. Again, we're still talking about, WCA, that's Water Consumer Association. Does WCA have a constant ongoing relationship, one with communities and of course development partners?
Yes, because all what we are not get from the LGA, we request for grant, districtional grant from the M4D, so that to make that evacuation of polythene bags, other waste materials from the community.
Sorry for coming in. I have an interest to chip in here.
Okay.
Because she mentioned some statistics in the previous
earlier
question.
on, yes.
Now I want to elaborate on that so that you can be able to see the linkage between what she is saying now and the statistics she has given you.
Okay.
In 2014 alone, when M4D was very new into our community, not new in Nigeria but in our community, because we started the engagement around 2013. So in 2014, take it from June to November, because we have collected this data in December 2014.
All right.
At that time, information for that month was not ready. But what we have from the record department of the Mallam Madori Primary Health Center, it says, let me read, that total cases, those reported to the facility, not unreported, reported and recorded cases. Ones of malaria, like she said, is about 2,964 malaria alone between January to November. Then, going by this dysentery, total reported cases is about 210. 250 for diarrhea, 2,503 for typhoid, in just 11 months. This one are the non-identified reported cases recorded. It's very alarming.
It's definitely alarming.
The rate is alarming. We are taking these statistics because we were beginning at that time to acquire the information, the training from M4D. We know how to conduct community mapping. We know how to conduct analysis. We know how to conduct prioritization of needs and issues.
All right.
And of course, we know how to gather our evidence. So one of the evidence gathering is this. Now we went to the M4D. First of all, we went to the local government. They were handicapped, tight.
Just like she said.
Their hands were at the back. They cannot produce anything like that. I'm sorry for that. So we need to go to M4D as a partner. They have the ears to listen. They look at our statistics. They look at our records. Then they gave us a helping hand so that we can make sure that, to be sure that the community is safe. So WCA has a very good.
All right, let me go back
That
to...
is why we are regarding the M4D,
Yes.
respected, highly respected in the community.
Policies.
Now let us look at the challenge, HOD. We're talking about issues that relate to water and sanitation and how M4D has really come, sensitized the people, trained them to be able to get certain things, to get the people going. Now, what challenges did actually WCA probably face in soliciting for sanitation intervention from the local government?
Well, the challenges, maybe the convention, lack of fully participation of the local government, or when they request something, maybe they will not be able to get all.
Okay.
But sometimes the local government partially contributed about this exercise.
All right.
For example, when we look our water facilities, we have about 4,000 plus hand pumps in Mallam Madori
alone.
Yes.
And
so
are they functional?
They are all functioning.
All right.
Because whenever there is some get not function,
Yeah.
the local government will try within short time to see that they repair all those who are not function.
All right.
And also with regard to this PPP, the local government contributed a lot because it even supplied the area, the land where this toilet has been constructed. Yes.
Again.
And still the challenge is
okay. Yes.
there is insufficient manpower to cover the area.
By the local government or by WCA?
Even
well, I think we are talking about WCA challenges.
Yes,
So
we are talking about WCA.
Yes, but because she said manpower, and I was like looking.
Manpower for the WCA to cover
so
the
WCA
whole area.
do not have the manpower needed
to cover all areas.
All right. So within the area you guys are covering right now, can you tell us how many toilets are we really looking at now? How many toilets? The HOD has already told us open defecation has been the order of the day, drainages has been blocked, and so on. Now, how many toilets are we probably having if we try to look at each word? Yes, Dodo.
You see, before I answer that question, I need to look back at the previous question.
Okay.
Because there were a lot of challenges that we faced during the process. Misconception and misunderstanding of the concept itself turned out to be a problem, particularly from the policymakers. They were thinking as we are rivals, we are trying to disrupt them, we are trying to take over their own schedule. Particularly office of the then HOD Wash, not this one.
Yeah.
The
X one.
Yes.
The X
and
one.
he talked about a lack of funds or total, concentration
Total
of attention,
support
from the years. They always say, we don't have money with these financial constraints, which is also okay. Now, we really pushed to the extent that every budget they do, we make sure that we participate. Because what they used to tell us is that because your issue is not in the budget, the local government cannot do.
So you now try to be part of the budget.
So serious. So serious, because it's our own. It's our own.
All right.
They are just the custodian of the resources.
Yes.
They are not the owners. We are the owners. They are the custodians. So we need to be part of it.
All right.
We need to be part of it. So to answer your question, approximately, that toilet is situated around the community, the market. There is one area that they sells animals. They even transport them from there to Megatari. So it is in between, at the middle of that area.
Okay, if I got you right,
Meaning,
at a particular point where we have large number of people.
so serious.
Yes.
Even people outside the local government patronize that toilet.
Okay.
It has 6 compartments. Because of the gender sensitivity,
Yeah.
we divided the facility into 2.
Okay.
One half for the women, for the
One for-
girls, and the other one for
For
general use. Now, in totality, from that June, 9th of June, 2015, to last day before yesterday, I think, we have a total of 15,343 males
Which are
that
only
patronize
males.
that
Yes.
toilet.
Wow.
A total of 7,616 females.
Approximately the final total is
About
22,959.
Yes. So you see,
Okay.
people are accepting this PPP.
All right.
We take care of the soap, we take care of the buckets, of the water, even though the local government promised to link us with the water line around the area, which may not take up to 5-6 pipes. And they even gave us booster to boost the water up there.
Okay.
So that is it.
Right. I think it's a very really good one there. We talk about intervention, and intervention has actually helped with over 22,000 people that have used that within a very short period of time. And it also hope that the usage will increase, and we are hoping as well that maintenance
Inshallah, by God
will
grace.
also
By God grace, it will
continue.
sustain.
Now again, how does the initiative help citizens take care of communal property as their responsibility in governance? HOD.
You know, the local government, provide the land, then this organization, that M4D organization, give them the special grant for this toilet.
All right.
And also the community, people from the community contributed, through their energy and
Efforts.
also effort. And also there is a policy of paying some amount for everybody when he
The
You
users.
when you use it,
Yes.
you pay a
that's
token.
what amount of money
token amount.
is being paid. And also when they get the money, they use it for the maintenance of the PPP. And
Yeah.
also there is one person for looking over the
Looking after the
yes,
latrines,
so
and
some
he
incentives.
needs to be
It's a Muslim
probably
or something
giving
like
some
that.
stipends at the
Yeah,
end
yes,
of the month.
of course, of
yeah.
course.
And it's also promote the sustainability,
Yes.
participation,
Yes.
responsiveness and
Yes.
responsibilities.
Yes.
All right, again, here we are when we're discussing water and sanitation on the very first edition of the program, and I talk about mobilizing for development, and TAN caught up with us. And of course, here I would like to pause until next week again, when we come with another topical issue as brought to you by M4D. I want to seize this opportunity to really thank my guest in the studio that actually did justice to the topic of discussion. And the Secretary of Dunari Water Consumers Association from Dunari Ward, Mallam Madori local government in Jigawa State, is Mallam Madori. We thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you for having me.
And I also want to thank the HOD WASH of the same local government, Mallam Madori local government here of
Thank you,
Jigawa
thank
State.
you, thank
We
you.
appreciate your comment.
Thank you.
And of course, Sada to Ado Muhammad, a women representative, same organization, WCA, Jigawa State. We thank you for coming.
You are welcome, sir.
All right, like I did say, next week we're coming up with another topical issue. But again, if you have any issue relating to any further information that you want from us, and you can send your SMS to this number, and it is 0803-043-4873. I repeat that number again. Send your observation or perhaps any further information to 0803-043-4873. And you can visit our website at www.mobilizingfordevelopment.com. I remain your host, Zachary Yusuf. Join us next week for another edition. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
All right.